Okay, so we're going to do our step-in discussion here and see how this goes. This would be part 2 of the video. So we're still comparing and ordering fractions. You see your number line. This is in your book, so you can follow along. In this number line, the distance from 0 to 1 is 1 whole, and we know that you can see there's 0, there's 1 whole. And then you can think about, how has that whole been divided? So how has the line been partitioned on the top? Looking at the blue, so you've got 1 piece, 2 pieces, and 3 pieces. So those are called thirds, right? So you've got 1/3, 2/3, and 3/3. If you think about the bottom, how has that been partitioned? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 pieces. Those are called quarters. Oops, I messed up. So how could we figure out if 2/3 is greater than 3/4? So this would be, and you can write this in your book, not with that type of crazy pen, but oh boy, I don't know why it's doing that, guys. Let's see if I can write it any smaller. I don't think I can. I don't know why it's choosing to do that. 1/4 there, and then that's crazy. I don't know. This would be 2/4, right? It's going to be huge. 2/4, and then you got 3/4 and 4/4, and this would be 1/3, 2/3, and 3/3. So if we're comparing 2/3 compared to 3/4, find 3/4. 1, 2, 3, right? So it's right here. Here's our 3/4, and we're comparing it to 2/3. So 1, 2. So obviously 3/4 is greater than 2/3. So this one's a little bit different. So we've got 0 to 1, but then it goes on. So how many whole numbers do you see there? 1, 2, and 3. And then which part of the line shows fractions that are greater than 1? So that would be which part of the line? Well, it could be anything that direction, right? These are all greater than 1. And if we said, which fractions are between 1 and 2? Well, we've got from here to here, that's between 1 and 2. So this would be 1 and, so this is, the blue is 1, 2, 3. You got 3 parts. So 1 and 1/3, 1 and, so there's our whole number, 1 and 1/3. That's a mixed fraction. I'm sorry you can't read this. Hopefully that issue resolves itself at some point. I don't know what the deal is. And then 1 and 2/3, and then again 1 and 3/3 or 2. Here we have 1 1/4, 1 2/4, 1 3/4. So which of these fractions is greater? Well, obviously 1 3/4 is the greatest fraction that's there. What fractions are equivalent to 3? So here's 3, and we're saying what fractions would be equivalent to 3? Well, if you have 3/3 here in the blue, 1, 2, 3 to make 1 whole. So you know that it'd be 3/3 is here. 6/3 are for a total of 2. How many thirds would make 3? 3. So how many thirds is that? 3, 6, 9. 9/3 is equivalent to 3. If we're talking about quarters, 4/4 make 1 whole. 8/4 make 2 wholes, and finally 12/4 would give us 3. So 12/4 is also equivalent to 3. Go ahead now and complete the rest of your worksheets. If you have any questions, make sure you contact me during office hours, maybe at from 10:30 to 11. And I'm trying to figure out how to shut this thing off. So give me a second. There